Hey guys, so welcome back, and I'm really sorry that it's been a while since I uploaded any videos on the progress of my Arabic classes. Progress has been going on. I've been taking a few classes, not as many as I would have liked. It's just this past couple of weeks have been a bit difficult, for me, and so I wasn't able to take as many classes as I wanted, but I have taken a few. It's something that God willing, I'm determined to carry through and complete, the learning of the Arabic language. Anyway, so this past week, the lesson that I did with my teacher focused on. Well, they didn't focus on this particular subject. Uh, sorry, this particular subtopic within the Arabic language, but I think we dwelt on it a fair bit, and that is numbers. Now, believe me, a lot of people when they think numbers, they get petrified. But and I'm not even fully, convinced that I know it. But I just think that the underlying basis of understanding, numerals in Arabic, basically how to count, is actually not that difficult, right? And my teacher gave me a very helpful printout. And I'm hoping that I could basically go through this with you guys, and if there's any Arabic speakers out there that identify any mistakes that I'm making in the course of this video, then please, point that out to me, because I'd appreciate any help, any support, any guidance, any correction. Okay, so let's just go through this together, right? And you'll see where I'm at, and hopefully, I have a good enough understanding of numbers, and hopefully you guys will get something out of this. Okay, so this is the printout, right? And you have all the numbers 1 to 10 right there. You can see that says Ashreen right there. I'm not sure if you can see it the way I can. And then from there it goes on to from Ashra it goes on to Ishreen, which is 20, right? And then from 20 there's like obviously Ishreen, 30, 40, 50, right? So obviously 20, 30, 40, right? 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, right? And 100, which is 100. Now, the interesting thing about numbers is in Arabic is that, for example, okay, how do I put this? Let's say if we're going through, let's say from 10 to, okay, let me start from 1 to 20. Okay, let me just read the numbers. 1 واحد 2 اثنان 3 ثلاثة 4 4 5 5 6 6 7 7 8 8 9 9 10 10. Okay, and then you have from here 10 to 20, right? You have أحد عشر 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 and 20, right? Now ashra is 10, right? So when you say ahad ashar, you're saying 1 and 10, which is basically 11, right? Let's say when you say thalatha ashar, you're saying 3 and 10, so basically 3 plus 10, which is 13. Now, here's a very interesting introduction to basic numbers, right? Now, I did this with my teacher, and he basically explained how to do 2 digits, right? Now, just to explain this in a very quick way, all right? Like I said, 10 is ashra, right? Now, after 10, this is where it gets interesting. From 20 to 100. 20 is Ishreen, okay? 30 is 30. 40, 40. 50, 50, right? So the scenes are basically equivalent to the 20s, 30s, 40, 50, 60, 70, right? You get it? So 50 is 50. 60 is 60. 70, 70. 80 80 90 90, right? 100 100. Now if you want to write a number, right, and I don't remember all of it myself, so I'm just reading this from the notes that I made. Here's an empty notepad right now. Let me write down a number. Let's say I write down 45. Okay, there you go. That's 45. Now 5 is the second number, right? So you say that first, and then you do the tens, right? So 5 is khamsa, and then 40 is arba'in. So you simply say khamsa wa arba'in, right? That's literally all it is. Khamsa wa arba'in, right? So where's the khamsa? There, khamsa wa arba'in, right? 45. And the key way to understand this is different people will find their own particular way of memorizing this or making it easier for them to understand it. But the way I elucidate this is I put a small 1 over the 5 in a circle and a small 2 over the 4 in a circle, like that. And that basically tells me which number to say first, right? Now, so this would obviously be khamsa arba'in, right? Because khamsa is 5, arba'in is 40, so 45. Now, let me just pluck a random number, right? Just any random number. Let's try 67, okay? Same methodology, 67, right? Let's go through the numbers again. So again, we start with the 7, right? Which comes first, and then the 60. Now, if we just run through our mind, واحد اثنان ثلاثة أربعة خمسة ستة سبعة, right? 7. So what does it become? سبعة وستين, right? ستة is 6, ستين is 60, like we said. The eens are the equivalent of the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, like that. And sitta, which is 6, if you put an een at the end of it, it becomes 60, right? So you start with the number 7, saba was sittin, right? 67. All right, let's try another number, right? Let's try something a bit more interesting, right? Let's try 99, for example. Again, I'm just as new to this as you guys. I've literally just done 40 minutes of this with my teacher, and that's it, right? But I'm just making this video to try and give you guys a bit of an understanding that if you have any concerns, any trepidation, I'm trying to mitigate that fear because I'm new to this as well. And believe me, if I can understand the basics of numbers in Arabic, and I'm an absolute dunce when it comes to stuff like this, I'm sure you'll be able to comprehend it much quicker. Okay, so what number do we have? Third, we have 99, right? All right, what do you think that is, right? So tis'a is 9, right? What does 90 become? You put an end of it, an een at the end of it, it becomes tis'een, right? So the number, you start with the second number when you're saying it in Arabic first. So it becomes tis'a, so the 9, and then you add it to the 90. Wa tis'een, so 9 and 90. Therefore 99, right? Tis'a wa tis'een, that's how you say it, right? So this is how to say basically double digit numbers, right? Okay, let's try another one. 73. Okay, so you go through your mind, the numbers 1 to 10 to get to 3. So واحد اثنان ثلاثة, right? There you go. You have a thalatha, the second number which comes first. You say it first, and then you put the eens. The 7, the 70. So 7 is sab'a, and then you put the een next to it to make it 70. So it becomes sab'een. And then to say 73, you say the 3 first. You say thalatha wa sab'een. So 3 and 70, 73, right? Now, I know a lot of people out there will hear this thinking it's a really weird way to say numbers. But, that's because we're approaching this from a very sort of Anglo-centric, I suppose you could say. I don't even know if that's a word. But from a very sort of Anglo-centric, a very English way of looking at numbers, right? So naturally, something that isn't, that makes us a little bit intellectually discomfited is going to cause us some consternation, right? Mentally. But I think if you try and take Arabic, if you try and understand it on its own terms, if you try and understand its beauty on its own terms, right? You really will develop an appreciation for it, right? So let's try one more. All right, let's try one more number. What do we have? 48. Okay, so 8 is ثمانية. 40. Okay, so 4 is أربعة, and then to make it to make 440, you say أربعين. You simply put the in at the end of it. So then when you want to say 48, right? I've written the number down there, right down there, 48, right? You start with the 8 first, then you go to the 4, right? So ثمانية وأربعين, 8 and 40, 48. ثمانية وأربعين. And that's basically your introduction to double-digit numbers in Arabic. Now, I know I probably don't have the most convincing or the most competent way of explaining this, but I'm trying my best here. I'm a student as well. How do I say this? أنا طالب اللغة العربية. I'm a student of the Arabic language, and we're all in this together. We're all pursuing something. And if you're learning Arabic, then I hope this is helping you as much as it's helping me. Okay, I know 2 digits is a lot, but let me just give you guys a taste of one, right? Just a foretaste of one 3-digit number. I meant, sorry. So, all right, let's get rid of this. Now, 100 in Arabic is mia, right? Then again, if you want to say 200, 200 is a bit different in Arabic, right? You simply say miatain, right? So you say mia and then miatain, and then the rest of the numbers continue like the other, like the teens, for example. Then you'd be like tis'amia for 300, arba'mia for 400, khamsamia for 500, sittamia, 600, right? You get the gist. So let's say we have a number 695. Okay, 695. That's the number right there. Now, when we did 2 digits, right? How did we do 2 digits? We started with the 5 first, and then the 9 second. Correct? That's if it was 95. But now we have 695. So you start with the hundreds first. Then the second one you say is the 5. Then the third one is the 90, right? The eens. Okay. So 600 is what? Sitmia, right? So you start by saying 600, which is sitmia, and then wa khamsa wa tis'in, right? For the 95. Simple, that's it. Sitmia wa khamsa wa tis'in, right? Now, let me just try and, so basically, I'll put a small 1 over the 6, a 2 over the 5, and a 3 over the 9, just to show you which, like the sequence in which you're supposed to say, right? Let me see if I get it. It's a bit confusing because it comes the other way around in the camera, right? Yeah. So 1 for the 6, and then 2 for the 5, and then 3 for the 9. 695. All right. Now, let me give you guys a very simple modification, right, to see if you guys get this. All right. So 795. Exactly the same procedure. So instead of 695, you say 795. So the number for 7 is Saba, right? And what do you think it is? Right? Okay, the number for 700 is Sabamia, right? There you go. You have Sabamia. So the first one was for 695, it was Sitmia wa Khamsa wa Tis'in. So 795 would be, that's it, Sabamia wa Khamsa wa Tis'in, right? 835. Because 8 is ثمانية, it would be ثمانية وخمسة وتسعين, right? And that's it. That's a basic, like single digit, double digit, and 3 digits in Arabic numerals. Now, again, I am really, I'm also very much in the nascent stages of learning this, and I actually had to pull out my notes to remember all this and to actually make this video, because I completely forgot it, and I have a feeling I'm probably gonna forget it in the next few hours. So I need to focus on internalizing all this stuff, but I just thought that maybe this video would help you guys. So I'm really sorry if it's dragged on, but I'm hoping we can embark upon this journey together, and inshallah become, God willing, become reasonably proficient at this language. So there you go. That's Arabic numerals. Okay. I shall post more videos more often, and in fact I shall do one hopefully tomorrow, um, where I can talk a bit more about forming sentences, right? I'm still struggling with conjugating verbs, you know, the whole anta, anti, huwa, hiya, antum, antunna. I think that is a very like fundamental linguistic building block of the Arabic language, and when I get that, I think I'll be broadly speaking okay. I think after that, much of it will simply be about building vocabulary, but you know, God willing, I get that part first. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off here, and I shall see you guys on the next video. Ma salam.